This woman says, I'm a pro stay-at-home daughter and I spend over $50,000 a day on Chanel and Pilates.
What? How much a day?
$50,000 US.
A day?
Yeah, okay. A day. Well, she's a professional stay-at-home mother, not a stay-at-home daughter, sorry, not mother.
A stay-at-home daughter. That's all right. All right. Should you give any more details into the job posting or anything?
Oh, yeah. So she says, I've turned my parents' money as a stay-at-home daughter into a job, and that's been very, very fun for me, as you would expect. She declined to reveal what her parents do, but mentioned that they have cut her off financially due to overspending.
Yeah.
But their cash bans never last long. So she spends thousands in viral videos on Gucci, Dior, Chanel, and Prada. She says her posts are meant to display her self-deprecating, satirical sense of humor. Okay. All right. So, that's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. She says, every day I wake up in the morning, have breakfast, go to a $600 workout class and go shopping with my girlfriends at Bergdorf's.
James, I think you and I need to set up $600 workout classes in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like everybody.
I was going to say we could undercut it at $599, but then that would actually probably work the opposite. You probably need to start charging $700 so that it's even more exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and have levels. Have like the poor people pay $749 and the rich people pay $999 for the same class. But like they get like an extra
different spot in the room when you're doing the.
You get a workout mat that's gold in color. But the people on the silver mats, they're the poor people. They paid $749.
Well, in one of her recent posts, she says, I had to spend $600 on new eyebrows.
Well, everyone has to do that at some point. This part's relatable. After getting my eyebrows done, I went to a bar to get drunk before I went shopping. Yeah,
we've all been there.
Absolutely.
Next time you're in the pub, you might want to tell them you just spent $600 in getting your eyebrows done.
How much is this? How much is this beer? Oh, that's $27,000. Okay, just one, please.
I feel like it would go down well in a traditional pub to brag about getting your eyebrows done.
I hope she went to like the diviest dive bar in the city. She's like deadbeat sitting in the corner.
She says, I went to Cosbar and picked up some of my favorite perfumes and skincare products. At Cosbar, I spent $1,353.38.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a small expense for a professional.
She spent $2,221 at Zimmerman, $2,774 on lingerie at Agent Provocateur, and another $2,264 on high-end garb from Intermix.
All right, sweet. So lots of stuff being picked up there.
Then she spent $100 on a semi-private session with Sarah Brooks Pilates and treated herself to $12 in cookies and snack cakes from Bodega.
What? Only $12? That's
$12 of cookies.
I mean, that doesn't seem right. I mean, surely she should have bought $120 worth.
She's spending $700 a day on just workout stuff, Pilates and things. Imagine going to a $600 workout and then that not being enough and you need to end the day with another $100 workout.
Yeah. I feel like that might be a little bit over most people's workout budget.
Yeah. I mean, that is yearly gym budgets for most people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I mean, some of us don't even spend that much. So.
Because of our already pristine physique.
Yeah, exactly. Just let the Guinness do its work. That's what I'd say. But yeah, 700 per session. Like there must be somebody out there just pissing themselves laughing that people are willing to pay 700 per session for a workout class. That's probably online anyway.
Yeah.
So,
well, she does say I often get tricked by sales associates who will say something like, "Oh, this is the last Chanel exotic leather bag," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to all these exotics. I need them."
It's true. You do need them though.
Yeah.
So this is the last one. And then the next day, no, this is the last one. So I feel her pain there. But yeah, I mean, listen, if she's spending 50 grand a day, if she's got access to that kind of money, she could do it. She could do more with it than just go shopping, I feel.
Yeah. You know, she could spend it on crystal meth.
She could buy a person, you know, just hire an assistant, but get them to do all the shit you don't want to do.
I mean, you can in pretty much everywhere hire an assistant for 50 grand a year.
Yeah, exactly. So in a day, you could be like, just get them to do everything that you ever wanted. So.
I'm going to just lay here and you're going to move my arms for me. And then that's going to burn my calories.
Okay, assistant, it's time to work me out. Work up a good sweat now. Oh man, there's a new business coming up right here.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to worry about that if you're on crystal meth. And so what's the best thing you've ever done on meth?
I don't know. Went on a pub crawl, broke the world record for the biggest pub crawl without drinking any alcohol.
Well, Andre Agassi, the tennis player, cleaned his whole house after taking crystal meth.
Good man. Nice to see someone being responsible on crystal meth for a change. Take meth, get the housework done. That's how they advertise it. You know,
it's the new cleaning method. It's the new version of Mary Poppins. If you want to clean your house, take some crystal meth.
It's like the next advert for a cleaning product on TV. It works fine. Just take meth. You'll love the results. It'll be fine. That is that what he says he did? He cleaned his whole house. I presume Andre Agassi made a lot of money, so he has a huge mansion or something in LA.
He said he was with his assistant, named only as Slim, when he decided to experiment with the drug during a difficult time in his private life, then ended up cleaning his entire house after it gave him a rush of euphoria. He said, Slim is stressed too. He says, you want to get high with me on what? GAC. What the hell's GAC? Crystal meth. Why do they call it GAC? Because the sound you make when you're high make you feel like Superman, dude. As if they're coming out of someone else's mouth, I hear the words, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's get high. Slim dumps a whole pile of powder on the coffee table. He cuts it, snorts it. He cuts it again. I snort some. I ease back on the couch and consider the Rubicon I've just crossed. Now, just think if she had spent her $50,000 on an assistant, she could be doing crystal meth and cleaning her house.
I'm just going to throw it out there. If you've got an assistant and their name is Slim, there's something not right there.
Around piles of crystal meth on them.
Yeah, and is comfortable enough to say to their boss, "Do you want some meth? You look like you're a bit stressed out today. Fancy some meth?" I feel like this dude might not just be an assistant.
Yeah, he says there's a moment of regret followed by vast sadness. Then comes a tidal weight of euphoria that sweeps away every negative thought in my head. I've never felt so alive, so hopeful, and I've never felt such energy. I'm seized by a desperate desire to clean. I go tearing around my house, cleaning it from top to bottom. I dust the furniture. I scour the tub. I make the beds.
So wait. He felt euphoric and he was like, you know what can make this better? Cleaning the house. How fucking bad was your house, dude?
Who is
sure he's rich enough to hire housekeepers.
Imagine, doing something where you're so excited, you're like, let's clean the house.
Most people are like, oh, fuck, I got to get up and clean the house now. Or it's like a chore. He's like, no, fuck it. Yeah, clean the house. He's had a come down since he was winning Wimbledons and stuff like that. So if that's the case, but I've never heard of someone getting high and then being like, gonna clean the house.
I'm so happy I need to clean my house.
Yeah. This just seems like the weirdest thing. Like if you'd said he took crystal meth and had an orgy with 17 groupies, I'd be like, that sounds about right. But like, no, he took meth and he cleans the house, or he destroyed the house. I'd be like, that sounds right. Cleaning the house, it just sounds like, did you really take meth? Or are you just spinning a story here? Like, I don't quite believe him, but then at the same time, I'm like, that is the most ridiculous thing ever. So
maybe he just hallucinated. He cleaned the house and
yeah, he's really just fucking out of it on the couch. He's like, on the ground, like, yeah.
He cleaned the house. And meanwhile, he's just like,
yeah. And then Slim came back and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's walking around the house naked. I'm cleaning the house. What does it look like?
Imagine being Slim, tripping on drugs, watching like the biggest tennis star in the world clean the house.
Yeah. Well, Slim knew what he was getting into. Yeah. Slim has since become a personal assistant to many a retired tennis player. His services are highly in demand.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you mentioned having sex with 17 women in an orgy. Now, how many women do you need to sleep with to not be a loser?
17.
No. According to Tour de France legend, you would be a loser if you'd only slept with 198 women.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Got to get those numbers up. Mario
Cipollini once claimed he would be a loser if he'd slept with only 198 women. He was asked in an interview if he had more victories or women, victories in racing. And he responded, if I only had 198 women, the same numbers as my victories, I'd have to be considered a loser. Later asked if he wanted to go to heaven or hell, he said, I hope I'll go wherever the women are. That is to say, where the cock crows.
It's such bullshit. Like, people who actually get laid that much don't go around talking about it. So this dude is like, I totally got laid with all the girls, but they went to the other school and they're in the other town.
The next line kind of proves you wrong there, because he said, and you know why the cock crows? Because Mother Nature or the good Lord made chickens without underwear. Now, would a man who has slept with less than 298 women say that? No. No, they wouldn't. So you're wrong.
I don't think any man would say that.
I don't think so. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything along those lines ever.
No, but I feel like he's preaching too much. He's like, no, 198 women. No, I've had thousands. None of them were real. They were all sex dolls I purchased off a company in America. But aside from that, no, I feel like this guy is exaggerating his truth to make himself feel better. So, yeah, I'm not buying it. Unless he, of course, is part of a huge swingers club and has like flamingos, plastic pink flamingos parked outside his house.
Well, one man who I believe has slept with over 198 women for sure is known as the Gimp Man of Essex.
Oh, definitely.
A new Gimp Man has been spotted walking around Colchester dressed head to toe in black, while police in Somerset continue to hunt for a far more sinister latex-clad man. But people are slamming the Gimp Man of Essex because there's been a similar latex-clad man approaching women at night elsewhere in the UK. But the man going by Gimp Man of Essex on TikTok with the name Robert Jubley elsewhere on his profile, definitely a real name. So he's going out in public dressed like that since the start of the year, although it's his latest video that's gained attention. with people saying you should be jailed for disturbing the police. Someone joked, "Dad, come home, please."
I will not come home. Thank you.
So unlike the gimp man of Essex who appears walking in daytime, another bloke with darker intentions has been terrorizing sleepy Somerset villagers at night. He was spotted again on Sunday, which was the 15th reported creepy sighting in recent years. So,
wow.
Yeah, this guy and this other guy has been approaching women basically dressed as a gimp. And vigilantes have now vowed to hunt him down.
It's like, I want to know more. Like, is he approaching them and being like, "Please help me get out of this gimp mask or gimp suit"? And they're like, "Fuck, run away from the gimp." Or is he like, do you want to come to a gimp party?
He's like creepy approaching them. Right, so there's a related article of vigilantes hunting Somerset village gimp man dressed head to toe. So the police arrested 2 people, but the police never got to the bottom of the mystery. So yeah, there's been 15 suspected sightings of the fetish fiend in villages between Bristol and Weston-super-Mare, Somerset in 4 years.
I mean, it's only a handful of sightings per year. He's not doing that badly, and 15 alleged sightings. So, a couple of them could have been mistaken identity. But it's a nice, some people grow up wanting to be Batman. Some people, want to be Superman. He's like, "Gimp man." What an alter ego.
I don't know. The police don't seem to be going after this though, right? So it seems like he's going up to them, but he's not. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they're too busy like pissing themselves laughing. The police to give a shit.
Maybe it's like, one of the police.
I mean, it usually is. So, that's me in trouble. So.
Yeah. Well, can you whistle?
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
From your scrotum?
I haven't ever tried, to be honest. No, let me see. Yeah. No.
While a pensioner has been left baffled by a hissing noise coming from his nether region and has been the first person in the world to be diagnosed with whistling scrotum. The unidentified man, 72 from Ohio, US, was also short of breath and had a swollen face. He quickly rushed to the hospital where scans revealed his lungs had collapsed, meaning air was building up inside his body. The situation was potentially life-threatening. Medics eventually worked out that an open wound on the left side of his scrotum was allowing the trapped air out, thus creating the whistling noise.
Wow. That's not a symptom I've ever heard of or anything, but I'll be on the lookout if I ever hear a whistle from my scrotum. Like, damn it, collapsed lungs again.
Or you're with another man who unzips his pants and you hear a whistling.
Hear a whistle. I'll be like, dude, you got an issue here. There's a whistle coming from your scrotes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's nearly deadly. So what do you think makes for a good funeral and a good funeral director?
You got to be upbeat. It's got to be a happy occasion and somebody who is not afraid to tell people to cheer the fuck up.
So you wouldn't expect a mass brawl in a cemetery seeing rival funeral directors fight in front of mourners.
I mean, that'd be fucking incredible. Yeah, it'd be great.
Well, the shocking scenes of violence from here in lovely Australia, in Sydney, reportedly came after both funeral cars arrived at the Catholic office at the same time. Grieving families and friends looked on in horror as Paul LaHood Jr. from a family-owned funeral directors of his father's name allegedly punched John Francis from rival firm Sympathy Funerals in the face multiple times.
Well, there you go. I mean, that sounds like something I wish I'd been a part of.
Someone called into the radio and said that it was horrible. The priest was sitting beside the man that was allegedly injured. It was disrespectful and disgraceful.
I mean, was it though, or was it hilarious?
Well, there was a verbal altercation and officers were told that a 57-year-old man had been punched in the face several times.
Yep. That's what happens to you. You get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So it feels like it might have been, and I don't know the full details. It seems like they could have maybe found a way to accommodate each other, just for the sake of their businesses, and their customers. But yeah,
I don't know. I feel like a good funeral director is willing to fight for the position.
What I want to know is, because I think this is what you and I...
This is a timely funeral. We cannot be late. I like a good funeral that runs to time. And if my funeral director...
You got to get this fucker in the ground. Come on. But I think if you and I were at that funeral, maybe some other people we know, there would have been bets taken who's going to win.
We would have been cheering on.
Right, who's got $50 on that guy? Yeah, that would have been the way to go with it.
Well, the article continues that in Ireland last year, a mass brawl at a funeral saw the coffin of a dead woman drop to the floor as shocked mourners were forced to defend themselves. Teresa Ward, 84, from County Galway, was being buried when the fight broke out in a moment of violence that not even the Pope could have stopped. According to the Irish Mirror, 2 women and 5 men were seriously injured.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, emotions are running high. It was over in Galway, so you never know what's going to happen over there. And yeah, sounds like a pretty average funeral to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to fight for the right to funeral.
Probably fighting over inheritance or something like it, which sounds, there's someone got €5 more. So there was like, let's fucking, I want that €5, you prick. So anyway, yeah, that sounds like what happened. But,
a guy on a plane, a man sent a photo of his penis to all of the passengers on a flight for fun.
Yep.
Airdropping them on a packed Southwest Airlines flight, telling the cabin crew he did it for fun. And one passenger exposed him on TikTok and shared a video of the moment he was confronted while heading from Detroit to Denver on a Southwest Airlines flight. Meet Larry, who just airdropped a whole flight photos of his pee-pee. Thankfully, I accepted it, saw who was sending it, and immediately started speaking up. Stay tuned for police escort.
Oh, stay tuned. First of all, don't be a rat. Second of all, when you get on a plane,
you can, when you board a plane, you consent to receive photos of a man's penis.
I mean, you got to expect some of the people on the plane have taken pictures of their junk for the specific purpose of airdropping it to other people, just for the crack. So sometimes you just either appreciate it or don't and move on. Just don't worry about it. It's just a body part.
Someone's got to lighten up the mood on a flight. Planes can get tense. You need some fun. Sometimes you want some erotic material on your plane.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to show people your junk and be like, "What do you think?" Just get an honest review of what you're working with, and you need that from 300 other people on a plane. So, or maybe it was a smaller plane. Maybe it was like one of those like regional ones with like 60 people on it. Whatever,
like a big plane, I think. Well, there was an update. So I know people are asking for an update. A few of us had to meet with an FBI agent who told us Larry was arrested and will be spending the weekend in whatever airport jail looks like. She also recalled the man was looking at a picture of what appeared to be a woman performing oral sex.
Okay. So did he get arrested for looking at a picture of a woman performing oral sex? And also when he got to prison, when he got to airport prison or airport jail, did he instantly airdrop another picture of his dick to some? Anyone want to check this out?
It'd be great if, as the FBI were taking him off the plane, he's just like, quick, let's get a few more out while we can. Got to make the most of airdropping. I wonder if if you're already going to be arrested for it, you may double jeopardy. Like, how many times can they arrest you for airdropping photos of your penis on the same flight? So, like, why just send one?
Yeah, get all the angles in, maybe even, get some lighting going from a different perspective and stuff, and just do your thing. Get all the shots. Maybe even do a video of your testicles whistling. To people, to just do it.
It's all common sense.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of common sense, a bid to replace Wimbledon ball boys with dogs flopped. Can you guess why?
Going to guess because they would not stick to the rules of being a ball dog.
Kind of. They didn't return them, which is actually pretty close to what you just said.
Yeah. I'm thinking the dogs would get involved and just run after the ball all the time.
What kind of moron thought that this was a good idea?
Yeah. That's
a nearby local tennis club tried to teach the mutts to fetch stray balls and return them at lightning speed. But though they hurtled after them, the hounds refused to drop them, and they had to be bribed with treats.
It's a bad day when you get outsmarted by a dog. Like, that's just whoever came up with that.
A shout out goes to Wimbledon Tennis Club, where they did this experiment where the pooches underwent a series of speed and agility tests, including running up and down the court and high jumping over the net.
Nice.
The club coordinator said the dogs excelled at ball retrieval. They underperformed in other areas, including returning the balls to players. He said the dogs' love for tennis balls proved a little too strong as they were reluctant to give the ball back. Our players did find themselves in a game of tug-of-war. We had a stash of treats on the sidelines to offer up as a bit of encouragement, which certainly did the trick. That would have just been epic to have like the final of Wimbledon, and they need the balls, and they can't serve the final serve because the dog won't give them back the ball.
Yeah, and also by the end of the tournament and the end of the final, there's going to be so much dog shit on the court. You're not going to know if the ball's in or out.
Not to mention like a dog slobbering all over the ball too, which would affect the performance of the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
I know from experience that balls don't bounce the same when a dog's sucked on them. So,
has an effect. It has an effect. So yeah, it wouldn't be quite the same. And then you've got like what is there? There's like 5 or 6 ball boys and girls at a tennis match. I don't know, maybe 8 or something. And so you'd have the same number of dogs, and they'd all just be competing for the ball. So yeah, it's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
But like that sounds like something that like a comedy sketch show would come up with, not an actual thing.
Yeah. Not that they actually trialed at a real tennis club because they were actually considering using it for Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Now, why would you kill a Subway worker? Like, there's obviously a lot of reasons to kill Subway workers, but what would be the reason you would choose?
Like just which one specific reason?
Yeah.
Let's say they stole all of my monies.
I mean, that's okay, but it's not quite the same.
All right. That's because they talked, or they're talking to me too loudly. How about that?
I mean, that's a decent guess, but not quite the, hang on. Sorry. My, battery died on my camera.
Oh man. Yeah. You've gone dark.
Well, in this case, an Atlanta subway employee was shot dead by a customer in an argument over mayo.
An argument over mayo. All right. Well, there's like condiments get people emotional and stuff, I suppose. But yeah, I can't see why you would kill someone over mayo. That doesn't seem. Oh, when you say subway, I just assumed you meant the train people.
Work on a train.
I was like, what?
My train driver had too much mayonnaise in his sandwich, so I murdered
him. Subway's a weird place, and so is the train. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah,
the conductor at the platform was using the wrong brand of mayo, and I just cannot accept that. So I shot him dead.
Is that what it was? It was like the argument was over the wrong brand of mayo? Or
first of all, it was a subway located at a gas station. So probably shouldn't have high expectations to begin with.
Have the highest of expectations. They're the best ones.
Believe it or not, so the owner said, believe it or not, it was about too much mayonnaise on his sandwich. Been saying it for years. They put too much on there. Disgusting.
I mean,
they're trying to waste money.
There's an easy remedy to that, though. It's, just make me another one, bitch.
There's an easier one. Shoot them dead.
I mean, that is one way, but it's not maybe the most efficient way, because then you're going to have to wait for someone else to get called in to make a sandwich for you again. And they're going to be nervous, and they're probably going to make mistakes also. So,
oversquirt the mayonnaise.
Yeah. It's just, they got excited. Just squirted too much. It's not their fault.
They see white liquid. They want to put more on it. And yeah. So in this argument, police say the customer shot not just two subway employees, leaving a 26-year-old woman dead and another 24-year-old woman rushed to surgery in critical condition. Because it's not enough to kill the worker who puts too much mayo. You got to injure their boss too. The on-site manager needs to be held responsible at every food restaurant.
The second person gets shot because what the hell? Look what happened to my sandwich. It looks fine. Bang. No, it does not look fine. You won't make that mistake again.
He decided to escalate the situation, and from there, that's when all hell broke loose. The injured employee's 5-year-old son was in the store when the shooting started. Shit.
Oh, Jesus.
The manager on duty returned fire at the suspect, but wasn't able to hit him. I don't know what in the world is coming to, especially with our youth. They seem to be so hot-headed, which is a weird statement to make when the two people that were shot were younger than the person who shot them, who was 36, and not really what most people would call our youth. He said everybody wants to carry a gun. Everybody wants to scare somebody with a gun. It's scary out here.
So this was clearly somewhere in America.
Yeah, of course.
Where people are going crazy and they shoot Subway people because there's too much mayonnaise on their sandwich. Jesus Christ.
No, it was in Chelsea in the UK.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
It was in Atlanta, surprisingly.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think 36 is considered youth anymore. I think that kind of passes a lot younger than that. But I've never been that upset with extra or too much mayonnaise that I decided to shoot somebody. You know,
most people would go the other way and be like,
because it's I've just like burnt down a building before because of it, but never killed anybody.
I made sure to raise the fire alarm first. I'm not a psycho.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, yeah, it's amazing that like, you could tell anybody in the world that story and they'd be like, "What part of America was that in?"
Yeah, it's kind of pretty obvious which country it happens in. Well, I mean, the UK has its problems too. I mean,
it does.
Horny tennis fans have been warned over sex and drug parties by wealthy Wimbledon residents.
I mean, are they combined? Is it a sex and drugs party that people are going to, or are they separate things?
Well, I don't know.
You know,
why would you not mix the two? I don't have drugs without sex, and
because apparently if you take meth, you're going to just clean the house. So I don't want to get that mixed up. You know, if I don't go to a sex party to clean the house, it's someone else's job.
Yeah, I want to make the bed. I'll do after you guys have had sex. I will clean up.
Oh, let me clean this ejaculate off the wall. Nice. What a great time we're
Just
all having.
Just think how much sex parties could save money if they provided some random with meth so that they cleaned up afterwards.
I mean, you know, it sounds like a solid business model right there.
Yeah, well, residents walking their dogs are sick of stumbling across sex and drug parties during the famous tournament. So nearby woodland is also a regular haunt of swingers and doggers.
Nice.
And one worried resident has pinned a note to a tree near a car park entrance that reads, "Sex, game, sex, and match, no thanks. Visiting tennis fans, please respect our park and woodland. Antisocial behavior such as drugs, booze, and sex parties will not be tolerated. Police patrol this area regularly and you've been warned. Thanks for your consideration. Enjoy the tennis."
Somebody wasn't invited.
Yeah.
100%. He's like, they didn't ask me to come to the sex and drugs party. I hate those guys.
I'm going to just put one of these signs up around the Australian Open next year, just randomly, so that people are like, why is someone think that people are having sex drug parties in this park?
Just put up like, if you're having a sex and drugs party, please invite me. My name is, here's my number. I think like, that's who is the kind of person who sits at home is like, you know what? Me. I'm going to write a notice to put on a tree to tell these people to stop having sex and doing drugs because that'll work.
I'm going to be walking my dog in the park and I don't want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing as they won't invite me.
Well, I mean, you got to have some respect. If you're going to have sex and drug parties in the park, you should do it at night when people aren't walking the dog. And if they're out walking their dog at 1 a.m., then they deserve to see swingers having sex and drug parties in the park.
You know, I feel like people should just accept other people doing whatever they're doing, no matter the time of day or night. So
I don't know. I think there's reasonable times. There's reasonable times to walk a dog. There's reasonable times to have sex and drugs in a park.
Why can't we all just live together? You know, people can walk around the sex party with their dog and people can, you know, enjoy their sex party with their drugs. Everybody wins. Everyone's happy. And, you know,
some people can bring their dog to the sex party with the drugs.
I mean, the dog's not going to mind.
Yeah.
The dogs are just always fucking in the open. So, you know, they don't care.
Yeah, I would actually go the opposite and put up my own sign and complain about, well, stop your dog from having sex in public and then we'll consider it. Yeah.
I don't want to see your dogs like shagging another dog when I'm trying to, actually I do, it's kind of funny, but, you know, people need to just realize that they should just let other people do whatever the fuck they want. Who cares?
Yeah.
So that's my advice to that person.
I mean, like, what are you going to do? Go watch tennis or have sex and drugs in a park?
Yeah, there's like a big tennis tournament. You're not going to go to that. Fuck that.
Yeah. You fly there to go have sex and drugs in the park like a regular human.
You know, it is people go to tennis and they get turned on by all the moans grunting and the screams by the tennis players. And it's like, oh, I'm feeling like it's a sex and drugs party right now. There's places at the park. So why not? Like, I feel like it's the tennis tournament's fault for having the sexy tennis players.
Yeah.
So
ultimately, if we learn anything, it's Wimbledon's fault.
Yeah, of course.
They need to learn how to run a proper event like Glastonbury, where punters were forced to pee in cups as celebs get plush, high-spec VIP toilets.
Okay. Yeah. You know, that's just the rub of the green. If you're not a celebrity, piss in a cup.
Yeah. Been saying it for years.
Yeah.
Non-celebrities should be forced to pee in cups and banned from using toilets. We need a hierarchy of toilet usage in across the globe. Toilets should only be for celebrities and regular scum should pee in cups.
Yeah, you know, just don't be getting above your station. Like, oh, I want a proper toilet to piss in. Fuck off. There's a
Do you have 100,000 followers? No toilet for you. Shit in the woods.
Who do you think you are? Check your privilege. You don't got none. Get out.
Yeah, so the Glastonbury Festival toilets used by the rich and famous are nothing like the ones you'll find on the main site. While festival goers have to use the dreaded portaloos or the nearest paper cup, the VIP guest gets to spend a penny in style. Avoiding the hustle and bustle of hundreds and thousands of music lovers, the stars have their own posh loos in several hidden areas. Right next to the pyramid stage, a secret VIP can be found full to the brim of performers and huge names from the world of showbiz. This toilet's queues are much shorter and the stench is much more pleasant too.
Nice, yeah.
Depends. I mean, what if you're into that stench? You're deprived of...
I feel like, has somebody just realized that rich and famous people get better treatments than everyone else? And they're like, fuck this. Why are they getting fancy toilets? It's like, because they're rich and they pay more to be where it's like, wait till they find out about business class and first class on airplanes.
Yeah.
Like, shit, they get to lie down? What the fuck?
Well, just the toilet. They get to use the toilet that no one else is using, except for there's one toilet to 10 people versus one toilet to 100 people. Naturally, you're going to have a big difference. And also the economy toilets are smaller.
Yeah.
Much more dirtier. A lot harder to wank in.
A lot harder. Yeah. A lot harder.
But more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but sometimes the locks don't work and the other people then get disturbed, but hey, that's their problem.
Yes, they don't work.
Yeah. You know, especially if you don't even try, but, yeah, I mean, it sounds like it does sound like somebody's been like, wait, rich people are getting better treatments? How dare they? That's how it works, pal. So, you know, you pay more, you get better treatments. That's everywhere.
The queues have been getting longer and smellier as the weekend goes on. I've seen plenty men and women relieving themselves in cups rather than face the wrath of the dirty toilets.
Mm-hmm.
And women are using the urinals because they didn't think they'd make it through the queue.
Again, you know, survival instincts you need to do some survival courses on how to make a toilet, lavatory, latrine kind of situation.
Dig your own hole.
Yeah. Dig a little hole, pee in it. There you go. Everyone's happy. Except for the farmer.
Well, what is your worst? What's the worst thing you found in a hotel?
The worst thing I found in a hotel.
Yeah.
There was one time they gave me the key to the hotel room when I was checking in and like somebody was still in the room. So that might be the worst one.
I don't know if it was like a sexy woman just laying there waiting for you or...
No, it's just some random dude, you know. Yeah. I walked in, he's like, what are you doing here? I really need to pee. So yeah, that was the worst thing probably, but you know,
Well, I was reading a review of a hotel whilst booking this week, and it did say that the first room that they got had a rat run through it. But they were given a new room, so, you know, they got something, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't feel super confident in that hotel then after, but hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, a mum warns tourists of hotel horror after finding fleas and pubic hair in grim room.
Beautiful.
A mum of 4 claims her trip to celebrate her daughter's birthday was ruined after they found pubic hairs and fleas at their accommodation. Now, how would you know it's a pubic hair?
I mean,
this tastes very different. You know, if I find random hairs in a hotel room, I got to lick it to see what it tastes like.
I mean, it might, you know, it has certain characteristics. Yeah, I still, you know, people have hair. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But how do you know it wasn't a man with short hair or beard hair or whatever?
Yeah.
How do you know pubic hair? She's oddly specific.
Well,
in a way that's unprovable.
Clearly, she has a lot of experience with people's pubic hair.
Imagine that's her job. I identify hairs, and I can tell you for a fact that is a pubic hair, not a head hair.
Exactly. I could spot it from 50 yards away.
Well, ironically, this is in Liverpool, which, nice. As I mentioned before, that a mutual person we know is staying there. So hopefully that they stayed at this hotel.
It's probably that person's pubic hair. Let's just admit it. It is.
Especially, yeah. So she's from Glasgow. So she's probably seen a fair few pubes in her life.
I think so.
She said her original group booking was cancelled and the landlord found them another place to stay. She said the landlord had offered them a beautiful replacement apartment, but the group were left unimpressed after the sister-in-law was reportedly bitten by fleas and had to pay £11.99 for a cream from the local pharmacy to soothe the pain.
That's not the first time she had to get a cream after a trip away. You know, she has.
Being bitten.
She has experience
she got in bed.
Exactly. She knew what she was doing.
So she decided to sleep on one of the apartment's So she got the bites after sleeping on a sofa bed, then decided to sleep on one of the apartment's double beds. Now, that to me sounds sus. Why would you sleep on the sofa bed first and not the bed first?
Yeah. Why would you?
There are so many holes in this story. I call bullshit.
She's like, this is a lovely apartment. There's 2 beds. There's a sofa bed. Dibs. Never heard anybody do that ever.
There's a mattress on the floor. Or we have this lovely king bed. I'll take the mattress on the floor. That's perfect for me.
Everyone's preferred sleeping arrangements. Just put me on the floor, please.
Who says they weren't her pubes that she cut off and put there?
Who says? Exactly.
Hypothetically.
Could be, you know.
However, when she ripped it up, she decided to sleep on one of the apartment's double beds. Then the next line says, however, when she ripped it up, she allegedly found stains on the sheets. She ripped, again, this sounds dodgy to me. She also claimed to find pubic hairs on one of the beds and said there were also missing screws and bolts from the chairs. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never looked into the chairs and how it's been put together in a place that I've stayed. This is a lovely IKEA table. Now, see, D4 is missing a screw and this is not good enough.
There's like some people will go so far to get a fucking refund. They're like, no, seriously, the fucking there's no bolts and nuts on the thing. It's like, what's that jangly sound? Oh, from your bag. Nothing.
I know that C4 was optional and D4 was required, but I think that they skipped C4 and only did D4. And to me, I will only sleep in a bed that's done to the absolute perfection of the IKEA menu. Anything less, it's just, I could have died. There was a screw missing on the chair. I could have died. I could have fallen in a pile of pubes.
Now give me back my $29.99. All right, going to the press. Go to the fucking press.
She said at first the new flat did look quite nice, but it became apparent quite quickly that it was actually filthy. The photos of the apartment were gorgeous, but it was nothing like that inside. Well, then how was it nice at first?
Yeah,
there is a lot of holes here. I would recommend going to Liverpool. It's a fantastic city, but I would not recommend this apartment. It's disgusting. The outside area was appalling. There was rubbish everywhere.
It's such a beautiful city, except for all the rubbish outside, the shitty apartments, the horrible area we were in. It's great otherwise.
It's like saying, I love going to Subway in Atlanta. There was a guy who shot someone over some mayo, but otherwise, the Subways in Atlanta are amazing places to eat at.
5-star review.
Yeah, just the right amount of condiments for me. But the guy before me did shoot the people because there was too much. But for me, I like the amount of sauce.
Wow.
She says, that's not the way to treat people. Even with a bit of compensation, I would have been happy with. They were not going to do anything about it. It's not right to take people's money like that. The group paid £400 for 2 nights in the city on the FA Cup final weekend between May 13 and Sunday 15th. Okay. In an email on Point Properties, who manages the apartment, told Caroline it had never had reports of bites from this apartment. Pest control found no evidence the holiday home was infested with fleas or any other insects, according to the company.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also, did they know that the FA Cup final was in London and they went to Liverpool? So a bit of a sus story here. It's all falling apart for them. You spent £400 for 2 nights. I don't know how many people were in the group, but if you're calling it a group, there must have been 5 or 6 of you, maybe 4 at a push. So I feel like you paid £50 per night, and you're making up this bullshit story to get your £50 back. So, yeah, I'm not buying it. There's, as you said, there's too many holes in this story, and they're clearly like just making it worse as they go along. And let me tell you, there was only 72 sheets of toilet paper and not 74 like advertised.
They said 2-ply toilet paper, and it was not 2-ply toilet paper. I am an expert, and I know how many plies of toilet there was, and that was not 2-ply. The temperature of the water in the sink, when I turned it on cold, was 31 degrees, and I like crisp 30. Therefore, I cannot live there. The air conditioner, when I turned it on, said it was 30 degrees. I have my own measuring device that says it was 32. It's not good enough.
Exactly. Also, when I drank lots of alcohol, I got super drunk in this apartment. What is that all about?
I can normally drink 5 pints and be fine. I had 5 pints and I was tipsy. This is not acceptable. There must be mold in the apartment that led to my drunkenness.
Also, the escort I brought home wouldn't stay in the apartment. She was like, "This is a bad neighborhood. I'm going." So I want my money back, bro. No, I don't buy this story at all, man. This is someone, just too many things wrong for it to be genuine.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, there we go. We've proven it.
Yes.
Now, what's the worst thing that you've ever seen on a porn set?
The worst thing on a set?
Yeah.
You. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, man. Lots of things, lots of bad things.
Well, this article is porn director shares grimmest on-set moments from flying poo to toilet licking. So alt erotic CEO / creative director Ivan has a front row seat, seeing as he has been directing adult films for the last 20 years. So he fell into the job and says he's seen all sorts of stuff. So when asked his craziest story, he says it was a free-for-all when I first entered the industry. It was like the Wild West of porn. However, he particularly remembered one wild day on set when things descended into chaos when a porn star brought her boyfriend with her to filming. One time we were shooting a series and there was these two guys filming scenes with girls. However, the director would do positions with them too, so he'd have his pants off. Always good when you're filming to have the director have their pants off and just get in there as well. It wasn't creepy or anything. It was just parts of the series. One girl's giant boyfriend turned up with her and we noticed she had a lower back tattoo saying property of Trey on her. We weren't sure what it was about. Ivan, who was part of the crew that day, said usually performers aren't allowed to bring their partners on set, but the director allowed her boyfriend to in this instance. Suddenly we hear screaming on set and he's now in the middle of the room screaming at the director for putting wear and tear on his property. The guy saw the director saw doing positions and freaked out. They had to pay him off. The girl ended up getting sacked though after. It was a pretty scary moment. He was a big guy. He also said there was some pretty odd situations when the year 2000 rolled around and the calendar hit 666, aka the 6th of May, 2006. There were a lot of Satan parties going on. The company I was working for at the time had a big party at a club and there was a guy nailing his testicles to a cross while another guy was hanging by hooks. We had contract girls doing scenes and one was in a public bathroom. Usually when we do bathroom stuff, you clean it from top to bottom so it's clean you could eat off the toilet seat. When it's a public toilet, though, you don't have the time to do that and don't want to get on your knees in there.
No.
Ivan said he was shooting a scene with a performer in there and she was bent over the toilet seat while performing a sex scene. It was insane. There was tons of people watching. Then at the end of the scene, she licked the toilet seat clean. It really grossed me out. There were tons of people cheering, but I was really disturbed as I shot it. Yeah. He said there's often flying poop coming out of performers' rears when he shoots anal scenes. Mm-hmm. Another scene, a girl threw up on purpose and then scooped it up and ate it. He said, I'm kind of old-fashioned and prudish, so when I see things like that, it creeps me out a little bit and I get concerned for the person. But as a director, I want to get the shot. It's a battle with him.
It's weird how many like prudish conservative people are like hardcore alternative porn directors.
I mean, if we've learned anything, it's if you're going to shoot a porn scene, do it in a clean toilet, not a public toilet.
Yeah, clean it top to bottom. Get Andre Agassi hyped up on meth, get him to clean it for you.
That's all they needed. He could have cleaned the public toilet and then everything would have been done.
Yeah, perfect then.
Well, let's finish on a nice one. So, what's the wildest thing you've done while drunk?
While drunk? Wow. Let me see. I don't know if I can tell these stories.
Well, none of it's going to top this guy anyway, so don't worry. Okay. A drunk bloke steals a police car and started responding to emergency calls.
Oh, shit.
A boozed up wannabe cop.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, he wanted to be a cop and stole a police car and responded to an emergency domestic violence call. Oh, my God. So he broke into a Park County Sheriff Police Station in Colorado just before 3:30 a.m. on Monday, June 20, where he drunkenly drove off in a patrol vehicle. Officers chased until he crashed and brandished a knife when they approached to put him in handcuffs. Prior to his arrest, however, he thought he would have a real go at police work and drove to someone's house after he heard on the radio that they had called 911. He introduced himself as a Park County deputy and turned up seemingly intoxicated and reportedly asked, "Where's the old man that's going to shoot someone?" Imagine you call the police and some random drunk guy turns up in a cop car.
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. Shit, what's going on?
Once the real police officers got to the address, the pretender made a getaway and 2 hours later led them on a car chase as he refused to pull over. The sheriff said, "One of my biggest concerns was that we were going to have a high-speed pursuit with a law enforcement vehicle crashing into an innocent citizen." He eventually crashed the police car and bolted into the woods where he was tracked down and found with a knife in hand. As he continued to resist arrest, the police officers tasered him to bring him into custody. According to reports, at least one shot was fired, but they didn't say whether he was hit or not. But yeah, I mean,
it sounds like a real life.
I reckon they should have a rule though that like if you can solve one crime whilst they're after you, like you get away free.
It sounds reasonable. You know, it should be like Grand Theft Auto though, because this sounds like a very much Grand Theft Auto inspired experience. Like just if you can stay away from the cops long enough, they're just like, it's fine. Go ahead. You just hide out for long enough. They're like, well, all right, we don't care.
or if you solve a crime, I mean,
yeah. You solve some crimes as you're going along. I mean, that's a public service right there. So you're doing good.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious. Like you call the cops something serious. You open the door and there's some drunk dude be like, "Hey, heard you having a problem."
Who claims to be a cop, and you're like, what the who's also talking about some completely different crime too. Imagine how much that would
call the police. I'm here. Awesome.
Well, just quickly, one last one because this is related. It's a related story on the thing. Police chase down thug after brutal assault to find angry note about their parking. So a resident was angered by the parking of a policeman and left a stern note on his car while the courageous officer was pursuing thugs on foot. So the anonymous resident dropped the fuming note written on a piece of kitchen towel, which was found by the officer who returned to his vehicle after being assaulted by the pair he'd pursued. A foot chase of thugs accused of assaulting a member at a local pub led to the officer pursuing them on foot. Nearby colleagues and a dog unit managed to detain the fugitives, but the officer who began the shoot was chastised by an anonymous resident for his poor parking. They wrote, "Seriously, what's with the parking, guys? Ask yourselves."
You know, I mean, that does need to be a lot more of a priority when you're chasing down some thugs, you know, high speed chases and all this. Don't just abandon your car poorly parked, get it in between the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You got to park properly. Like, I don't care if you're like chasing after a terrorist who's going to go blow up a building. You need to park properly in the right spots between the lines.
Standards are there for reasons, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was like the same drunk guy who got the letter. Park better. He's like, I did my best. On to the next one.
Or he comes back and apologizes to the person for his poor parking. So sorry, I was drunk and
it's fucking out of it. Sorry about that, pal. On to solve the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so if you've learned anything, there's never an excuse to park poorly. Not a single excuse ever.
Not one ever. If it takes you 4 hours to park your car, you got to do it. You got to straighten up.
And that goes for ambulances too. None of this, we're just going to park wherever because someone's dying. We're going to save someone's life. No.
Do it responsibly.
Yeah. And don't you dare drive outside the lines either. You stay in your line and you wait with respect.
Stick to the speed limit.
Yeah.
Lots of people are going to die.
Yeah, but they need to wait in line.
True. I was at the roundabout first. I was at the junction first. I'm going first.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You can wait.
So it's not an emergency involving me. I don't care. So.
Yeah. My emergency is more important.
Yeah. I'm going to get coffee.
Yeah. If I don't get that,
you telling me that's more important?
If I have to wait another minute for my caffeine hit, my day is going to be ruined. Now, do you want that on your conscience?
I've only got a 3-day weekend. Come on.
I'm retired and no longer work, but my time is valuable still.
Yeah. Some of us have got to get home for the,
football
countdown or something's on TV, whatever.
It's the intro to the football, and they're going to be talking about all the important pre-game things that they've been talking about for 5 weeks.
Yeah. All the same shit they say every week. I can't miss it. So.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, on that note,
we've learned a lot. We've taken notes, and each week I feel like we just become better people.
And I think we haven't taken crystal meth necessarily. I mean, some listeners probably have, but some of us may not have. But we've had such a high that we're all so excited to go and clean the house and make the bed.
Yeah, that's top of the list.
This is more of a euphoria than doing crystal meth. So
we should find that out. We should get someone to test that. Wherever you're more euphoric, listening to this podcast, or you took a shitload of meth.
Yeah, I mean, since that scientific study hasn't been done, I'm still going to prophesize that listening to this was. So therefore,
well, I think if Andre Agassi is out there, please come on the show. We've got an experiment we'd like to try.
Screw him. We want Slim. If Slim's out
Slim,
there,
yeah, bring Slim. Yeah, for sure.
Where the podcast is now hiring for an assistant named Slim. I've got beds that need to be made.
Absolutely. Toilets that need to be cleaned, all kinds. So.
The other part of that story, before we go, Slim is probably an underpaid assistant, right? Mm-hmm. And crystal meth isn't that cheap. So, sure. I mean, what's he doing as a boss? I don't think it's very fair. Like, to steal your employee's meth, that's not on.
No, I mean, hopefully he paid him in some way for his services and his meth. So
yeah, hopefully he cleaned his house at least. There's a lot of talk about employers and bosses stealing wages and how it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think stealing your employees' crystal meth is also wrong.
I think so. Yeah.
I think we need a TV ad that if you're going to use your employees' meth, you need to pay them fairly.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, probably a lot of people will see that story and just gloss over that fact.
Yeah.
So it's good.
People don't get into the details of the monetary impact that a boss using their employees crystal meth has on them.
Yeah. You know, probably never even crossed his mind, but there you go. We've just put him on blast.
Yeah.
He knows now.
Andre Agassi, if you're listening, and you are, it's time you pay Slim back. Let's start the campaign. Agassi needs to pay Slim back.
Justice for Slim.
Yeah. Justice for the bed that wouldn't have been made.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And then then his housekeeper came into work the next day and had nothing to do. So she probably didn't get paid for that day.
Yeah.
So
for sure he would have had someone that cleans for him. So
yeah. So he's just,
this is just stealing from employees being celebrated on a wide scale.
Yet again, meth destroys lives, but not in the way people think.
Where are the unions? Where are the unions complaining and protesting about the lives that are ruined by stolen meth?
Just to turn up for the books, that one. But
yeah, I think that we need union protests outside every tennis player's house to demand that they pay for their assistants' meth that they use.
Somebody needs to protect Slim somehow. Yeah. So
what about his rights?
Slim, if you're out there, we got your back, buddy.
We are the tennis assistants union heads out here demanding that all tennis assistants get paid for the meth that their employer uses.
It's only fair.
Yeah.
It's only fair, you know, because you can't file an expenses receipt necessarily.
Yeah. It's like Sim doesn't get a tax write-off. He doesn't get anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, what's this? This is for my gas. This is for my meals. What's this? This is just scribbled on a thing. You wrote meth, $10,000. Not getting that. Like, dude, I'll go to the press. But yeah, it's got to be something's got to be done.
Yeah.
Bad news for Andre.
Yeah.
But
we stand for what's right. We are the union that matters. The Entertainment Assistants Union.
Yeah. It sounds good. It sounds like one of those unions that people sign up to and are like, what are you guys doing for me? It's like, well, we made a podcast.
We demand that all employers provide payback for the meth that they use. We are the only union in the world demanding that all meth be paid for. No free rides on meth.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you gotta look after your meth heads. So
justice for Slim.
Absolutely.
That's going to be the name of this episode. Justice for Slim.
Yeah, we got your back, Slim. We got your back. We're looking out for you, buddy. We won't fight. We won't rest until you're done. We won't rest until you get your payback.
We should go to like one of those charity tennis tournaments that Andre Agassi plays in and to go with a sign and demand
sign justice for Slim.
Payback Slim for the meth use.
Feel like there's a special episode coming soon, guys.
Live from Wimbledon. Because like they have like an old person's tennis tournament stuff where they play like charity matches, and I assume that would be the only time that Andre Agassi still plays. So
yeah, presume so.
Justice for Slim, pay him back.
I feel like that needs to be a serious campaign. That could be how we, just make our mark on this world. Justice for Slim and his meth. All right. Well, I don't think we're going to get any better than that. I think that's that's kind of hit a high point for this podcast now. So,
Justice for Slim goes international next week. So
it does. There's gonna be good times ahead in the next few weeks. So, all right, man, that's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it next week, hearing what other stories we have and how our Justice for Slim campaign is going.
Which we'll forget about by next week, but still
100%. Yeah.
Until then.